Hey, good morning, collective. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. Thank you for joining me. My name is Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we are going to look at the energy for today. So let's get into it. I'll start off with our cleansing sage smudge bundle that's soaked in dragon's blood. It really helps amplify purification, protection from negative influences, which is super important right now. The astrology has just been very tense. There's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of, just situations people were forced to deal with that is really testing our patience, testing our strength, our knowledge, our commitment to the path of happiness and fulfillment and healing and evolution, however you understand it. So we'll start with this energy cleansing. It helps really set the tone, set the vibe for the reading. It's also a really good time to set your own intention. If you would like spirit to deliver certain messages, answer certain questions, definitely give that to spirit now and be open to receive. All right. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is blocking the highest and best from coming through. Fear, doubt, insecurity, lack of worth, lack of value, anger, frustration. Cleanse it from our being. Help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, Mama Love. Amen. So, as I mentioned, the astrology has been a little bit more on the tense side, and we're healing in this way that is more on a soul level. So, thankfully, sorry, that took a minute to come out. Thankfully, that the way the astrology is playing out on those deeper levels, we are finding support, especially when we are tuning in, when we're finding awareness, really listening to our intuition, our gut instincts, being aware, observing our surroundings, knowing when to take action and when it's better to just sit back and observe and wait for those choices. There's something that you are putting a lot of time and energy towards, something that you're trying to birth into this world. And it feels very special. It feels very important to you. It feels like you are putting a lot of time and energy into this thing. But you want to make sure that it is unleashed at the right time, at the right place, or in the right way, right? So I feel like you're finding ways today that this makes more sense to you, meaning connecting with people, places, and things that help you embrace this part of yourself, that help you embrace this vision that you are birthing into the world. Whether it's an idea, whether it is a business, whether it is an actual physical being, whatever you're really bringing in, whatever you are nurturing and supporting, you're looking for ways to deepen that today, to embrace yourself, to value yourself, to find the confidence and the faith that you need in order to see this manifest. The energy feels a little bit slower today. It's more about your connection with yourself, not as much about other people in your environment or other situations. Taking a time to breathe, doing some pranayamic breathing, doing some meditation, specifically transcendental meditation. Taking life a little bit slower today. Yeah, because we do need a lot of nurture and support. And again, this makes sense when it comes to the astrology, how things are playing out. when we are going through a lot of challenge and change, we want to make sure that we're honoring the practice of surrender, of nurture and support, because that truly is what is going to get us to that next space. It's going to be what connects us with the things that love who we are, love our ideas, want to help, want to support, want to collaborate with us in order to bring that beautiful vision in. So let's look at what we're dealing with. Okay, so there is some struggle around disconnecting from the past. I think this is pretty common in the collective right now. There is some cleanup that is happening. The past is coming in, or people, situations keep popping up, and it is playing on our emotions, our feelings. We have to find better ways to ground and balance ourselves. And for me personally, I really think this comes through our self-care, self-love, the way that we actually nurture and support ourselves. That is our best foundation so we can be grounded. Grounded meaning we know who we are, we know what's ours, we know what's someone else's, and we can make decisions accordingly. If something doesn't fit for us, if it's not the right vibe, we really need to be aware of that, because then we're going to be expending unnecessary energy. And that is what this past energy is doing for you today. The theme has really been trying to suck you back in, trying to get your attention, trying to make you regress instead of pushing forward. And I feel like that's also why you're super protective of what you're bringing in, because you don't want to mess up, and again, not in this way of good, bad, right, or wrong, but I feel like you're approaching things in a way more intentional way, a way more empowered way. And so you're protecting what is sacred to you at this point. And I feel like residual past people or people, situations that can feel you detaching, can feel you moving away, are like, wait a second, what about me? Trying to get your attention, waving you down, causing drama, stirring the pot, poking the bear is what I'm hearing. And so Spirit's really asking you to not project the past into the future, being open to receive. And that can be really challenging, especially when we've gone through something very traumatic. We're still feeling very raw. It's hard to trust people. It's hard to trust new situations, especially when something gets triggered that feels like the past. And Spirit wants you to be wise in the process. That is why awareness is so important right now. Awareness around what the experience is, who we're dealing with, finding a little bit more balance in ourselves so we're not limiting our vision or closing off to opportunities that are really going to help enliven what you're bringing, what your desires are. Finding who and what deserves this embrace, who and what deserves to be in partnership, in collaboration with you. And I feel like Spirit is testing you on some level, dangling even some new people or situations that you do have to pay attention to, that you do have to recognize whether this really does fit for you or whether it is mirroring effect from the past. If you're just getting back into something that's exactly the energy of what was before, even if it is a new person, a new dynamic, etc. So trusting your instincts, trusting what feels right for you. Well, first listening to yourself, and then second, and trusting that in the process. Because I do feel like you are coming out of hiding, or you're coming into coming from a space where you spent more time alone, where you've kind of been in that hermit energy, really trying to find your light, find your direction, figure out what is authentic to you. and you're ready to come into the world. You're ready to kind of rebirth yourself is what I'm hearing. But again, we want to know where to put that energy so we can put down roots in a way that is honoring to our heart, our mind, our soul, our life path, what we're working to do. And really a lot of that is being able to understand who and what we're choosing and if they really do align with that. I feel like we have to be really mindful of judgment and expectations, not allowing things to, again, not allowing the past to infiltrate, but also kind of being open to receive those new opportunities that are coming in. And from that space of non-judgment, from that space of not expecting it to look one way or the other. And if we find out something doesn't fit for us, then we can move on to the next thing. Or we can just say, you know what, I don't want that, or it doesn't make sense for me, and so I'm going to see what else is out there. Better than you can, I was like, I can't read this. Better than you can imagine. So what is, I think this process for you is very important, very influential. It's basically aligning you with people, places, and things that are going to honor your heart, that are going to be that supportive collaboration that you are looking for. And I don't even think you understand how much value is going to come through, the value in terms of like the work that you've done, the way you've chosen to move forward, being quiet in your process of understanding, of deliberation, not, getting in people's face, telling them what they're doing wrong, telling them how angry you are. I mean, sometimes we need to do that, right, in certain relationships, but a lot of times it falls on deaf ears. And so finding this value of protection over ourselves, having the knowledge and the wisdom and saying, okay, but not forcing our agenda on other people. Instead of forcing people to change, we understand that maybe it's just not meant for us. Maybe it is not the highest and best thing. And all of that is catering towards something that I feel is very divine. I feel it is very abundant. It is something that you are hoping and wishing for. It feels a little bit like, I feel your energy right now is like, can this actually happen? Is this actually true? Is this actually going to come in? And here it comes. And it's going to be better than what you even thought. But if we're remaining closed off, if we're letting the fears, the trauma of the past affect how we're moving forward or what we're choosing, who we're choosing to be around, that's what needs transformation. We've been getting a lot of these messages this week because what I've been seeing in the astrology is most everything is on our ego emotional level, right? So a lot of the tension, a lot of the frustration that we're feeling is because we want it to look different, or we want people to validate us, we want people to appease us, or they're saying nasty things, they're triggering emotions, they're trying to stir the pot. And so that's this very surface topical frustration that we've been experiencing. But the more that we honor our path, the more support we have in that for that healing on that soul level, which is super powerful, right? And unfortunately, things in, the physical world move way slower than what we want or what we hope for. And that's that part of having faith, having trust in the process, not letting the fear, the anxiety, or even those situations that do pop up and trigger us, not letting that overshadow what is to come. That's where that lack of belief is coming into play. The fear that you're not doing it right, or that it's never going to come in, or it's something so far off in the distance. It's none of that. And especially if you have been intentional about how you're showing up for yourself, for your life. I let others speak freely. I respect the point of view of others. I respect that people say things in their own way. I respect the circumstances of every human being. I don't judge. I simply allow the words to flow and spread. And I feel like that's such a powerful message because we can't change people. Everybody has their own life, their own path. They're going to make the choices they want to make, right? And it's not our job to run around and try to get people to do it the way we do it or honor, respect us. If they don't want to, they're not going to, right? And that's things for them. That's their own learning, their own growth process. Our tranquility, our peace, our calm lies in that understanding, being able to just say, you know what, you do you. And I mean, obviously, as long as there's no harm to yourself, no harm to others, we want to definitely make sure that's the main focus. But if people are going to choose to be shitty, choose to do underhanded things, well, that's on them, right? And the more we can understand that and find peace in that space, the more we are going to align with and open to something that is way better than what we could have imagined. I love this today. So it is more of a peaceful energy. It is more of a quiet energy of listening, observing, being open to receive, but not forcing yourself into something that doesn't quite fit. Especially when it comes to personal relationships, dynamics. Let people do, think, be what they need to, and then just take that inventory, whether it fits for you or not. So I hope this reading helped. Thank you so much for your time and energy always, especially if you've made it this far in the reading. Definitely sending all the love and good vibes your way as you're navigating through. I would love you to drop comments below just to hear how it resonates or give a little love and support. All right. Thank you always. Have a fabulous day. Lots of love. Lots of blessings.